Hey, not how you doing, dude?
Who?
I don't know, some dude, man.
Fuck him.
Damn, you mean, girl.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was mean. I shouldn't have said that.
It's just some Sonic 3D Blast, that's all it is. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and join the room for marginally attractive people, but you can join too!
This is still so mean.
How is it so mean?
Because you're implying.
I'm allowing them to enter the room for marginally attractive people.
Yes, but the way you're wording it, it's like you're saying they're ugly.
Alright, fine. I'm going to de-elevate myself to the room for fat, ugly people. You can just come in. Is that better, sweetie?
No.
I'm going back to the room where marginally attractive people. Okay, anyway.
You are I mean, you're more than marginally attractive.
Okay.
Or you ever do a face reveal on Twitch?
Nah, man, that's for crazy people.
Well, people who don't go around saying, okay, this is what I don't understand, okay? You say crazy shit on the internet, but Twitch limits everything you say. So even if you do say crazy shit on the internet, it's not gonna get traced back to you because you don't say it on Twitch.
Hey, man, you know. I still say crazy shit on the internet.
I guess that's true. I'm pretty sure no one's gonna dox you over a picture, though.
Hey, man. People have doxed people just because they can.
Well, I know what I'm saying. If you just post a selfie, I'm pretty sure no one's gonna be able to dox you with a selfie.
Oh, dude, you'd be surprised.
Really?
Yeah, man, there's people who've been doxed from just doing selfies.
Oh.
They're like, yeah, I know that apartment. I lived there once.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, people will legit be like that.
I gotta be more careful then.
Like, oh yeah, I saw that on Google Maps. I know that house.
And then they start doxing.
Yep.
Why do people even dox? What's the point?
Because it's fun.
It's not fun. You're putting somebody in jeopardy. How is that fun?
It's fun for them.
I feel like this society is more sociopathic than we want to believe.
Alright, I'm gonna need this. No, not Firefox. We want Notepad. There we go.
Yeah, Notepad is ghetto.
Yeah, but it's functional, you know.
There's so many things better than Notepad.
Hey man, I just want to work on the rules today, okay?
Oh, so you're not gonna play any video games, you're gonna work on the rules?
Yeah, I'm gonna work on the rules.
Boring.
Hey man, I gotta work on the rules at some point. We can't play the game if I don't say how you can play the game.
Okay, well that's true.
It's like going, damn, you spent all this time, wasting your time, making these rules. How am I supposed to play this game when there's rules? It's like, no, you don't say that, because that's not how that works. Alright, so we're gonna have to start with getting started. Oh god, I forgot how much of a pile up this is. Oh my god. The original rule set goes to like 12 pages. My bad, 8 pages.
When the fuck did you take the time to make this shit?
Oh, it's not even finished. This took like a week. Okay, anyway.
Like, is this what you do when you come home from work? You do this?
Yeah.
Well, it's productive.
Now we're just gonna do the Spanish type of way. You don't capitalize the entire title. Okay, anyway. Alright. Each player must have a deck between 25 and 80 cards. Does 25 feel too small for me?
No.
No?
25 is fine.
You think 25 is a fine number?
Yeah, especially if it goes up to 80.
I mean, let's do the math. I mean, okay, that also really depends on the starting hand. Okay, advanced deck is 0 to 6 cards. Side deck is 12. Okay, that's definitely too much. Actually, no, 12's fine, actually. Thinking about it. Yeah. 12 is perfect for a side deck. Card types. Okay, startup. Okay, there we go. At the start of each game, each player shuffles their respected main decks. Then each player may cut the main deck of all other players twice. Once the decks are shuffled, cut the decks. Wait. And cut the decks are placed into their respected zones. All players then rachambeau to determine the turn order. After turn order is decided, each player draws 6 cards on the top of their deck. Each player may then choose to shuffle cards back into their deck and draw the same number of cards. This action can be performed once. Okay, so you get 1 mulligan, fair enough. Players may not perform their normal draw, use their summon queue, and skip their skirmish stage until the turn of the player going last. Each player's life has set to 1,000. Once a player's life reaches 0, they lose. If a player cannot draw a card from their deck because they have no cards in their deck, that player loses 1,000 life instead.
So they just die.
Well, no, you don't die.
Wait, you say you have 1,000?
10,000.
Oh.
You get fatigue burn. Okay. So I need to think about this. Alright, so there are... Okay, so... If you were to start with 25 cards, and then you would lose 6 of them on your starting turn. I mean, there's 19 cards left in your deck. Damn it, they didn't have 4 copies of each card. Yeah. Yeah, you're really guaranteed to have a very consistent deck. Holy shit, if you do 25. I think 35 might be better. I don't want to be that guy, but 35 seems like it would be a much better number.
Well, if you're being penalized for running out of cards, then maybe it is.
Or do I encourage players to take the risk?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm gonna let them take the risk.
Okay.
Let's see here. Alright, let's see here. We need... What should I call this? This should be called... Infuse? No, influence. There we go. Okay. Deck building regulations. I just think that sounds cool. There is no reason for me to call it this. I just think it sounds cool. Anyway. Alright. Each player must have a deck of 25 to 80 cards, consisting of tactics and non-advanced monsters. The main deck yeah, I don't know why I say that. There we go. We can just copy-paste that from our original draft. There's absolutely no reason why we cannot. Each deck... Okay, how do I want to phrase this? Each deck may have no more than 4 copies of each card. There we go. That seems way more sensible right there. Already just hitting on the head right there. You can't have more than 4 copies of a card. Perfect. Alright, then we can move on to part 2. Or do I just keep this in part 1, actually? Actually, yeah, this is deck building regulations, so we don't need to do a part 2. Why is player capitalized? I hate how I do things. I don't care if it's vocabulary. This is just stupid. And non-advanced class monster cards. Yeah, I really do say things really fucking weird. They have an advanced deck consisting of 0 to 6 advanced class monster cards. There we go. And naturally, I misspell everything because I am a fucking genius. Each player may have an advanced deck consisting of 0 to 6. In addition to their main deck. Additional. There we go. Alright, let's see here. I love Notepad++. I don't know why people don't use this. This is amazing. Although one time I did try to send a TXT to my boss, and he was just like, I don't know what this is. I'm like, oh no. It's a text file. You wanted me to send you a text document. It's like, no, it needs to be Word. I'm like, you want me to spend money on a Word? I've been spending money on Word. Alright, anyway. The side deck shares the maximum copies between both the main and That's right. Consisting of 0 to 12 cards that are swapped between the main and between matches. There we go. A side deck shares card max of both the main and Actually, I can roll this all into one segment. The main, advance, and side decks. They have no more than 4 copies of each card total. There we go. Yeah, the main, advance, and side decks may have no more than Oh, you can tell this is written by me because I put commas after fucking and. Only guess how many teachers I triggered with that. Let's see. It's true though, they really don't like it when you do that. Alright, so we got part 1, deck building regulations. Each player must have a main deck of 25 to 80 cards consisting of tactics and non-advanced class monster cards. Each player may have an advanced deck consisting of 0 to 6 advanced class monster cards in addition to their main deck. Players may have a side deck consisting of 0 to 12 cards that can be swapped from the main and advanced deck. Between rounds of a match. Oh my god, I capitalize everything and I hate myself. Okay, anyway. What was I thinking?
What was I thinking? I shouldn't have been doing that.
The main, advance, and side decks may have no more than 4 copies of each card total. Okay. Beautiful. Now if you sit down, you know exactly what you can and cannot do with your decks. This is the simplest terminology I can use for it, and it explains the ratios in which you are allowed. I can't think of anything else you would have to know in order to build a deck at this point. This kind of just nails it. I mean, the main, advance, and side decks may have no more than 4 copies of each card total. I mean, yeah. Yo, Jam! How you doing, my dude? Long time no see. I see that you are a fan of the notepad. Ah, jeez. What is up, my dude? What have you been up to, man? Alright, let's see here. So we hit 1, 2, and 3. Now we need to go on and explain card types and classes. Yeah. Okay. This is this is when it's going to take a little while. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This one might take a bit. Or do it? Actually, no. We don't. We actually do that later on. We don't want to do that right now. So let's go ahead and put a little note here. And note here. That way we can just fly back to this section anytime we need to. I keep forgetting to check out when the stream shows up before work. Ah. Alright, so now that we got that down, we need to go ahead and start working on the next important thing. Okay, we don't need to worry about the field. There we go. Game start and turn progress. That's where we need to be. That should be our level 2, not our level 3. That's one of the mistakes I made in the original draft. This stuff was just horrifically out of order. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this down in here. So this isn't level 3, this is level 2. And yet again, we're going with this. We're not doing stupid capitalization of every fucking letter. I'm getting tired of that. Okay. Stage 2, game start and turn progress. How about I just say starting the game. Yeah, there we go. Part 1. Let's see here. That would be... getting started, my dude. Fuck. Alright. Each player has their life set to 10,000. Once a player's life reaches 0, if they had... Okay, so yeah. This is the biggest rule of them all. I guess it would be... This would be how to play. Yeah. No, but that's exactly what this is. So I guess it would be getting started. Yeah, this would be starting the game. Yeah, it's best just to have that in here, isn't it? What we can do is have that in its own separate little spot, like this. That way no one could ever mistake it. It really likes to keep those tabs in there. I know why. Alright, if a player... Okay. Alright, if a player cannot draw a card from their deck because they have no cards in their deck, that player loses 1,000 life instead. Round or we called it. What? If a player cannot draw a card from their deck because they have no cards in their deck. Okay, that doesn't belong in this section, but I feel like it needs to be in this section. Because, like... No, because this would go under a different part of this, so it doesn't need to be there. Alright. This, once a player's life reaches 0, they lose, 100% belongs with the starting life total. So that makes sense. What would we do next after we set life? Obviously, we start shuffling our decks. At the start of the game, each player shuffles... Okay. Each player shuffles their respective decks. Then, each player... Cut it twice. Twice is a bit excessive. We don't need that. Yeah, only the main deck needs to be shuffled. The others don't. And twice is definitely excessive, so we're going to say once. Because I can see that taking a while when you have a ton of players. Each player shuffles their respective deck, their respective main deck. Why would it say decks? That doesn't make sense there. Then each player may cut the deck of all other players once. Okay, all of the players seems a bit silly. All other... And then each player may cut the deck of main deck of all rival players once. There we go. I mean, you don't need your allies to cut your deck. That's just fucking stupid. if you're in a multi-person game and everybody's cutting everybody's deck, that could take forever every time. By or for a card effect. Okay, there we go. We got that in there as well. Okay. Okay, once decks are shuffled and cut, the decks are placed into their proper zones. Okay, we need to fix the grammar in this. Once the decks are shuffled, cut, and placed into the respective zones. Why does it try to correct the term Ranchambeau? I have no idea. Like, that's how you spell it, right? Now I need to check to see how to spell Ranchambeau. Thank you, Notepad. That's totally how that's said, right? Yeah, it literally goes. Yeah, it's literally just how you say it. All players then Ranchambeau to determine turn order. There we go. Okay. After turn order is decided, all players draw 6 cards at the top of their main deck. Yeah, I need to specify which deck it is, because that could possibly be confusing to new players. Like, oh, I draw a card from the top of my advanced deck. Whoa, I'm such a fancy boy. It's decided each player draws 6 cards from the top of their deck. Their main deck. Each player may then choose to shuffle. May shuffle cards back into their deck. Oh, it's not their whole hand. Holy shit. You need to come back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Stop playing. Oh, eventually, perfect. These don't feel like it yet. Yeah, dude, I know that feeling. I 100% know that feeling. There's just things in Yu-Gi-Oh! That just make you feel like, I don't want to play it right now. Especially as a veteran player, like, everything you know, like, changes every 2 years, and it's so annoying. Like, the fundamentals are still there, but things that you should expect are always changing. It's such a pain. Oh yeah, dude. If you lose every single file and stuff like that, and even if you just wait a while, you have to start over pretty much. It's so much. You miss so much combos. I mean, that's just so much of your life you get to live if you're missing out on the combos, to be honest. After turn order is decided, okay, each player draws 6 cards at the top of their main deck. Each player may then choose to shuffle cards back into their deck, then draw the same number of cards. This action can only be performed once. Huh. Alright. Players may not perform. This would be another section tab on this. So let's go ahead and get that on here. Oh, there's a lot of vocabulary here that players don't know yet, but they will know soon. Players may not perform their normal draw or use their summon. Okay, use their summon queue. Why is it then period? And skip their skirmish stage until the turn of the player going last. You literally cannot fuck this up, right? Yeah. Honestly, this plays the game pretty well, honestly. Also, there's another rule. Do I really want to add that into the rule book? I've been thinking about it, but I have a new mechanic that's probably going to help with that a bit more. I still don't think there's any FTKs in my game, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. If they become up too much and I can't nerf them for some reason, I'll find a way to fix it. Let's see here. And making a rule for it is kind of silly. Alright. Part 2. Hey, we made it to a part 2. Turn progress. Oh my god, I capitalized the fucking P. Alright, now we're on turn progress. Perfect. Let's see here. Each turn is broken up into 5 different... nope, it's actually going to be 6, actually. Alright, let's go ahead and just do this. Turn is broken up into 6 different stages, because I'm actually adding one. The start stage, the draw stage, and then the end stage. There we go. There are your 6 different stages. Okay, this needs to be its own section, so this is going to be level... level 3. Let's see here. Turn progress. I capitalized the P again. Yes, I am a genius. We can literally just bundle the start and draw into one section. There's literally no reason not to. Because start literally is just the start of your turn. Yeah, that's it. That's literally the only thing that it is. At the end of the start stage, start it becomes the draw stage. Oh my god, can you believe it? It's almost like the start stage only exists to give a buffer for the fucking whatchamacallit. Okay, now there's very, very important rules for the draw stage. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Each player performs their normal draw. Dude! From the top. Is the action of a player drawing one card from the top of their deck. Top of their main deck. And yet again, we're going to go back through and we're going to go ahead and make sure that players understand that they cannot just do the thing that they think they can do. And actually, this is actually more suited to go there, since it's so close anyway. And then we also need to put down oh, did I put that someplace else? Is that even down yet? Oh, I didn't put that down yet because I'm smart. Hey, brain cells are working. You know, I always knew I was a cut above myself. Yo. I didn't put the fatigue damage down yet. Yeah. If a player cannot draw a card, then cannot. Okay, the player cannot draw a card from their deck because they have no cards in their deck. That player loses 1,000 life instead. cannot perform a normal draw. If a player cannot perform a normal draw because they have no cards in their deck, that player loses 1,000 life instead. Yo, that sounds, because they have no cards in their main deck, that player loses 1,000 life instead. Yeah. That's exactly where that belongs. Okay, double check. I didn't make sure I didn't put that anywhere else. Doesn't look like I did. No. It's not in there. It's always good to double check. Alright, cool. Okay, back to turn progress. There's still parts of the stage here that need to be outlined. Alright, let's see here. At the end of the draw stage, current player gains 1 summon token. There's a few things happen at the end of the draw stage, actually. Turn player gains 1 summon token. Let's see here. All monsters currently in... Just play 1. And the turn player's summon queue. If a monster in the summon queue as it's called reaches 0, summon that monster once possible. Yeah, if a monster in the summon queue has its call reach 0, summon that monster once possible. That's just like, yeah, no, this happens right there. This is just what happens. And then the final part of our glorious thing. It becomes the preparation stage. Oh boy. everybody's favorite stage, the preparation stage. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, did we get everything in there that needs to be in there? I think. Oh, nope, yeah, no, that starts at the beginning of the preparation stage, right? We'll do that then. Okay. At the start, okay. Turn progress, turn layout. Each turn is broken up into 6 stages. The start stage, draw stage, preparation stage, skirmish stage, defensive stage, end stage. Okay. Part 2, start and draw stage. So we're breaking them up into multiple sections. The start of the start stage is starting your turn. Okay. Well, I mean, you can't argue with that. At the end of the start stage, it becomes the draw stage. Okay, the start of the start stage is the start of the turn. I don't want to say your turn, because that would just imply that every start stage is the start of your turn, and that could get really confusing really fast. Let's see here. At the start of the draw stage... Okay, at the end of the start stage, it becomes the draw stage. So it's literally just a buffer. It just exists there to buffer the turns. At the start of the draw stage, the turn player performs their normal draw. Okay. A normal draw is the action of a player drawing one card from the top of their main deck. Players may not perform their normal draw, use their summon queue, and skip their skirmish stage until the turn... Okay, well, we don't need to have all that in there just yet. Yeah, players may not perform their normal draw until the turn of the player going last. If a player performs a normal draw because they have no cards in their main deck, that player loses 1,000 life instead. Let's see here. At the start of the draw stage, the turn player... At the end of this draw stage, the turn player gains 1 summon token. All monsters currently in the turn player's summon queue have their call reduced by 1. If a monster is in the summon queue has its call rate 0, summon that monster once possible. Yeah, it's literally like, oh hey, you can summon it. At the end of the draw stage, it becomes the preparation stage. Dude, who does not like the preparation stage? Alright, preparation stage and the transition stage are coming next. But we're gonna go ahead and define the preparation stage and then just say you pretty much do the same thing as the transition stage. Okay. Part 3. This would be the preparation stage, because that is what we determined it would be. Because that's what this flow chart says. Let's go ahead and mark that so we don't lose it. Alright. At the start of the preparation stage, draw stage equals pre-prep phase. Kinda is. Just a lot happens at the end of the draw stage. Like, holy shit. You like draw your card and then you get like all this shit. Okay, at the start of the preparation stage, all monsters the turn player controls regain their respected actions. So essentially, monsters that have pretty much been face up on the field for like the entire time and have exhausted one or two of their actions can now get their actions back at the start of the preparation stage. Meaning that if a monster has 0 actions, it can't use them until you get there. Okay, let's see here. Also, feel free to join the VC, my dudes. The other people's influence and thoughts are always appreciated. Especially when it comes to wording this shit. I think it should be respective. You know what? I will take that. Are we not allowed to respect the actions? Birds are funny. Okay, oh. Okay, this is the biggest stage to describe. Like, you can do so much during this stage. Alright. Like, holy shit, there's like an entire section for this. Alright. So we gotta stay here. The preparation stage, function not the same. In these stages, a player can... Okay. May activate... Oh wait, this is like the time where like... The turn player may spend summon tokens to summon a monster from their hand. The turn player may activate priority 1 effects. Priority 1 and 2 effects. I'll clarify that later. What's your favorite card name from any TCG? Fuck. That's a hard one, my dude. That's a hard one. Ah, God. I actually don't know, dude. I actually don't know. That's a name? Stimmer stage. It's a modern legal card in Magic the Gathering. Of course it is. The turn player may set tactics. However, there is... Why is turn considered wrong here? Okay, anyway. Now we need to go back through and put down that clause that says you cannot use your summon queue.
Boo.
Whoa, man, what's up?
Not much. Except really long card names. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I think it's like Asmaranamadika. Yeah, no, I'm not even. I get about halfway and I'm like, no, brain, no, abort. Yeah. It was a indirect that you weren't. The name is supposedly so long you can't fit it on a card with like
great.
The normal text. What they did was that, as I said in chat, they put casting cost in the rules text of the card and then no mana cost. Meaning they have that extra bit of space to work with, so they can just about get the name in.
Sneaky.
Yep.
They really just pushing the boundaries there.
Yeah, definitely.
Usually when I can't fit a card text, I just shrink the font.
Yeah, they've done that for a couple of cards in the past, but it's the thing where literally every other card in the game has the exact same font size in the title.
It feels a little weird.
Yeah.
But if enough cards do it, it feels a little fine.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Changes their font size all the time, and nobody ever notices.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but we have more cards than
ra,
you, so...
no ra di ka dai ster no ku da kur.
Somebody, there is a video of somebody saying it. I just...
I feel like I just summoned Satan.
I mean, she is the chef of a devil. Or demon, even. She is also the publisher of the Underworld Cookbook. Which is another card.
Monsters. Turn players, it's ownership. Monsters may perform the following actions. Forgot the W.
Asmaranda Mardika Kasnakuldika. It's something like that.
There we go. There we go. I spelled it properly this time.
Kasnakuldika.
Let's see. May perform the following actions. I'm really gonna make these different tabs, aren't I? Position. Action.
Asmaranda Mardika Kasnakuldika. There we go. That fuck it close.
Effect action. Let's see here. I need to get in here. Monsters may not attack. Oh, I never classified that in here. Okay, well I gotta think about this. Defensive action. Which I need to actually clarify what a defensive action is.
Oh god, the rabbit hole of card rules.
So a defensive action is essentially if you would take damage and you have a face-up defensive monster, you can half that damage by using an action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. I have like a half-completed... Ah, here it is. I actually have just a half-completed card game rules lying around that I never finished.
And it's any damage too, like battle damage and effect damage. It's great. You can just half it, but only if your monster's D is equal to or greater than the
You
damage
need a
you
big
would take.
D.
It's like some dude walking up with a shield and just blocks the attack for you. It's like, yeah, sure, you're still gonna get hit by it, but damn, that could have hurt a whole lot more.
Yeah. It's like saving your saving throw.
Position action,
Dungeons and
effect
Dragons.
action, defensive action. Oh yeah, and the retreat action.
Oh wow, I didn't realize quite how half written these rules were. There's literally a bit where it just stops mid sentence.
Don't worry, I feel the same way.
It's just like when a creature takes damage, and that's just it. God.
And retreat action. I will go through all the actions later on. It's not important to do that now. It's just important to tell the player what actions they're allowed to perform here. I'll be doing that when I go down into monsters. Or no, it'll be actions would be their own actual thing, huh? Do. Let's see, what else do we got in here? The preparation stage and defensive stage are the same. These stages, players can activate and set tactics from their hand. Players may place monsters from their hand into the summon queue. Monsters may perform non-attacking actions, and players may spend summon tokens to summon monsters. Yeah, that's literally everything. Okay. And I also made it so this is the stage where monsters regain their actions, and it's also the time where they can start doing their actions. So that's good. There we go. Okay. And unlike in Yu-Gi-Oh, you're pretty much forced to go into the battle phase in this game. It's like, yeah, no, you go into it, mister. You're going through all the parts of your turn. At the end of the preparation stage, it's like, listen here, mister. We are doing this the right way. It becomes the skirmish stage. I just love the word skirmish. It's both silly and serious.
Yeah.
At the end of the skirmish stage, it becomes... at the end of the preparation stage, it becomes the skirmish stage. And now I gotta go through all the things you can do during that. This feels almost SRPG-esque. I mean, it kinda is. Like, your monsters are kind of like player characters at this point, because they're performing actions, you're not doing it for them. I mean, you are, but you know what I mean. They have their own things that they're allowed to do. I mean, hell, the summon queue is just monsters just coming to the battlefield.
Yeah, it's just all a bit late.
I mean, and just conveniently, when one of your monsters dies, if there's one in the summon queue, it can just come right on out. It's almost like a D&D session where, you know, a character dies and all of a sudden this new character shows up.
It's like, hey,
I'm part of the party now.
yeah, how's it going?
I've got
D&D.
which can actually happen during the opponent's turn if there are spaces available, because it says once possible. So if there's a monster in the summon queue, if it call is 0 and there's an open space, you have to summon it. That's the downside to the summon queue. You don't control when that monster comes out. It comes out when it wants to. It's ready.
These have.
Let's see here. Hey, saw you had a job opening. Figured I'd fill it. Yeah, exactly, my dude.
Oh, God.
Alright, it's time for part 4 of turn progress.
I'm already confused.
God.
I basically gave up on making my own card game, which went, fuck it, I'm making a magic set. But I worked on a bunch of the cards and haven't put them on the card design thing yet.
Skirmish stage. I just love the word skirmish.
It is a fun word.
I told SRI what I was going to name the stage. He was like, "What? That's silly."
Yeah.
Why are you just giving everything weird names? You don't understand. I would love to yell skirmish at somebody.
I proceed to skirmish.
Alright, let's see here. At the start of the skirmish stage. Nothing actually happens at the start of the skirmish stage, it just starts.
Okay.
Yeah. This is like the only stage where nothing happens. It's just where you have to do battle. And use priority 2 effects. That's it.
One of the things I love about this is because I'm designing it to be like a core beginner set, which means I get to have the fun of every single keyword ability has the full rules text. It's not too bad on cards that only have 1 keyword, but once you start getting to like 3 keywords, it starts looking really dumb.
Oh no, I already know that.
Yeah. Like, there's a reason their keywords are not, Yeah.
There we go. I decided to clarify that because that could potentially cause confusions.
God. Yeah. The amount of times we get really dumb card interactions, like, how does this work when I'm playing Magic? It's just like...
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Just, like no matter how much preparation you do for your game, it's gonna happen at some point.
Yeah. You will accidentally release something or make something which
doesn't make sense.
Yeah. It make like by itself and with the other card it's being other cards it's being released with, is fine. But put it with this old random card from like years ago, and suddenly things get very confusing.
I'm already pushing the boundaries of reasonable, to be honest.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me was I wanted to make sure that the set I was making had proper themes and stuff, and wasn't just here's a stack of like 300 cards. Because yeah, that is definitely a. There are two holes, like, because I've tried to design things in the past, and the holes I keep falling into are I never think about making enough little things.
Yeah.
And like common stuff. And the other one is.
Do you know magic keys? What?
Huh?
Oh, that's Paul talking in the jam. Okay.
Oh.
Every time I read chat, I read it at the worst times.
Yeah. So I've got this massive.
I don't need to say that you can activate priority 2 effects. You can always activate priority 2 effects if you have them. Why would I even list that here?
I have a fairly large spreadsheet on Google Drive that is just, here is my plan. This is everything that is going to be in the set that I know of, until I change my mind and want to add more, which I'm going to refrain from doing because that's a stupid idea. And it's got everything I plan to put in the set. So like, even though I literally haven't written out any of the black cards, I know one of them is going to be a sorcery speed removal spell that destroys a creature. Then if you have 10 more than your starting health, make a 2/2 flyer.
How did I misspell attack? I put a C there. I'm an idiot.
Don't know what it's going to be called. Don't know what it's going to look like. I don't know if that's going to end up what it actually is. It might even just get upgraded to a higher rarity.
And priority 2 effect action. Sure, I'll just put that in there.
I found one spelling. I don't know why I keep accidentally doing this, but I keep doing lifeling instead of lifelink.
Lifeling. Well, just make it your own thing.
I know, but it's. I go to type lifelink, and for some reason at the end I just press G instead of K.
Well, just make it so that it does something slightly different than regular lifelink. It's just like +1.
I could make my own unset and add lifelink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect.
Whenever this creature deals damage, make an XX creature token where X is the amount of damage dealt. And the token is called lifelink.
It's part of the game. Actually, that sounds insane.
Yeah, no, that's really dumb. It's a really dumb keyword.
Just make it so that it only gains toughness, not,
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I could actually use one of the things they've done in the recent set, which is they've started making tokens with Decayed, which is it can't block, and when it attacks after damage, sacrifice it.
Oh.
Yeah, it means they can put tokens on like much cheaper cards. But it's pretty much only on zombies.
They're probably hordes. Okay, the skirmish stage is where monsters can perform attack actions, player may activate reverse tactics, and priority to effects. Okay, I need to actually state that.
Did I just subconsciously type that way? On literally every other card in this document, it's number of generic mana and then coloured mana in letters. But on one specifically, it's cost 2 and 2 white, so it should be 2 WW. But I've spelt it as Bobo 2. I don't know, that's just my brain subconsciously doing that because I'm so used to writing that out. Brains are weird.
Why not just say priority to effects? Yeah. Can only activate priority to effects. Yeah, there. Cards and effects. The skirmish stage is a stage where players can only activate priority to cards and effects. There. The turn player's monsters may perform the following actions. Yep.
Hello.
Hello and welcome.
What are you streaming, sir?
I am working on the rule set for my game.
You are streaming.
I would never do something like that. How dare you make such assumptions about me?
So, what's your game about? You doing card things?
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, dude, card things, man.
Need to change that card name.
So far, we have the deck regulations down, which is essentially 25 to 80 cards of your deck. Starting life being 10,000. Each player gets a 1 mulligan, but it's like a magical mallet mulligan. Let's see here. Players ran Shambo to determine turn order. We got the main stage structure down. We just need to finish doing skirmish stage, and then it's pretty much home free from there. And then we get to do the nightmare of explaining monsters, tactics, and also effect priority. Ooh, that's the annoying one. It's like I understand how effect priority should work. It's just putting it into words. Did Cooper die?
I think so.
I think he died. Okay, let's see here. We need to go down to... Okay, so that's transition, there's preparation, there's skirmish stage. Okay, now I need to think about how I need to incorporate damage into this, because damage is obviously part of the skirmish stage. It's exclusive to the skirmish stage. So it needs to go here. So I guess, yeah. When a monster preforms an
I'm going through these.
attack
I forgot some of
action.
these card names. There's one of the cards is it's just like a Kraken you can cast at instant speed, and for some reason my brain, like, I don't know why my brain was thinking this was a good card name, but it's just called Sudden Kraken.
Sudden Kraken.
Yeah, because it's a
great
Kraken that you
name.
can cast suddenly.
It's a great name.
I know, I kind of want to keep it now I've said it. It's like,
Yo,
declare
let me
attack.
write that
Okay,
down,
in
actually.
response, Sudden Kraken.
Can I steal that name?
Yeah.
Okay, where's my pen at?
It was just really random.
Everything's stolen from this game.
I'm including reprints in my custom set because any good core set has reprints.
Oh, wait, Tapper's making his own?
I'm making a custom set for Magic the Gathering. It's something
Oh,
I've just been working on over like the past year.
Okay,
have
when a
the,
monster performs a successful attack action.
Oh god, rally the guard. One thing I really want to do with card names is because I was watching a video which was all about card names and how they can help cards be better. It's like you should be able to tell someone who knows the game a card name, and they should be able to roughly guess what the card does. Like, they won't obviously be able to exactly guess, but like, for example, Rally the Guard, that puts creature tokens into play. That's quite obvious what that should do. But like, there are some other names.
Oh
which
wow,
just
my
don't
game was really pissed people off then.
No, it's not necessary.
No.
Like for example, that card name I put in chat, that's of a legendary creature, whereas it doesn't necessarily look like the name of a legendary creature. Just how like they released a card called Questing Beast, which is a legendary creature, but it doesn't sound like it should be.
I mean, what do you expect Super Sluts Go to do?
Draw cards.
That's not wrong. Okay. That's definitely one of the things it can do.
I know. Yeah. I mean, something random, possibly drawing cards.
Okay, diamonds in the rough.
Is.
Tapper, as I was asking
Search?
for the...
That's not wrong.
Kill me.
Okay, it's sensible.
Can you add Ominous Seas?
Add what?
Do you want to add Ominous Seas? Card so far.
Wait, which one?
So wait, you're adding re-releases. Can I make a request for your set?
Oh god. What is it?
IDM do that.
Darksteel Forge.
No.
Alright, what about Ominous Seas?
I could possibly fit that in.
When you draw 8 cards, you get to an 8/8.
Yeah, I might, because my set isn't exactly like a high-powered set.
Yeah, is this
Yeah.
high-powered?
It's not high-powered. I'm just like, I think I would have to look and see if I can get it in.
I just don't know why you don't want artifacts to be indestructible.
No. I mean, to be fair, it wouldn't really do much, and that's why I don't want it in the set. There's like bugger all artifacts in the set.
That's why they deserve to be invincible.
Well, actually, artifacts is one of the bits I've actually got all the names of the common artifacts. So, for example, Arcane Servant. What do you think that does?
You see, a sensible person would say that it gives you a creature. But
I mean, the creature bit is right.
Okay.
It just does something else.
No. Does it just take control of a creature?
Oh no, it gives you mana.
Oh.
Yeah.
That feels strange.
It's cool. Portcullis is the second one.
I have no idea, man.
It's just a defensive creature.
Ah.
And there's Siege Construct, which is just a big creature
Fucking
with
wall.
trample.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, Siege.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Siege, yeah.
Yes, my brain.
Yeah, Portcullis is the wall.
You wanna know my favorite card? That's
What?
shit. I love Helm of the Host.
Helm of the Host is not shit.
I mean, come on.
It's a busted card.
What do you mean? Okay.
Okay, when a monster uses an attack, uses an action of the targeting monster for an attack, use the P of the. Okay, if the monster with the bigger number. Okay, I'm going to rewrite this shit. Fuck. This is just a train wreck. I see what I did, and I don't agree with it. Okay.
Yeah, I just got things like a worn short sword, barbed chariot, kite shield. Then we've got some of the fun cards. Stampeding Hydra.
I don't know. The Discord keeps like just cutting audio. Like that.
That's not good.
I don't know if you heard the reasoning for Helmet Gold.
I did not.
It's a 4 mana for nothing, then 5 mana to equip for something that'll have no protection.
It's
and
extremely dubbing commander is what I was trying to say.
It's not a spark double, it's not fucking mirror match, it's very slow calling. That is very expensive.
Right. Let's say you have a creature which when it enters the battlefield, you get extra turns. Well, not extra turns, but there are some creatures, right. So it's not necessarily good by itself, but there are some creatures where when you pair it with Helm of the Hosts, is incredibly dumb. Like, ridiculously so. So, I mean, put it on an Archaeomancer, have any extra turn spell, you go infinite. It's not very good until you do degenerate things with it.
Will your set have degenerate things?
No.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
it's
it's not good in my
extremely
set.
slow, but it's still fun. It's fun, and it's extremely slow cloning.
The issue is at higher rarities I've got less slots, and I kind of know what I'm putting in those slots.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. It's like between rare and mythic, which it would have to be. I pretty much, I don't know what I want the mythics to be yet, but I definitely don't think I would put that in a mythic slot. And I know exactly what I want the well, not exactly. I know roughly what I want the other 5 to be, but rare. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I haven't done much outside of commons. I've got 1 fully fleshed out card, and a bunch of roughly what things are gonna do. Yeah. So it's 3 mana. Sorry, 4 mana, 2/4 vigilance. At the end of your opponent's turn, if this creature is untapped and didn't block, make a plant.
Okay. How about we add Nissa?
Fuck off.
What's wrong?
No, that is one thing. I'm having a cat planeswalker of every color, but I don't want to use pre-existing ones for those. Most of the reprints in this set is just going to be commons and uncommons. Like I've reprinted explosives, so far on so far on reprints, I believe it's Prey Upon, Explosive Vegetation, and Blessed Light. Oh, and Negate and Opt. I forgot about Blue. But yeah, most of it's just going to be fairly mess stuff. It's a core set. Nothing's going to be just very. Yeah, I don't know at this point.
Well, I mean, what about Chilani?
Who? Sorry.
It's fucking Chilani. Hello. This just on its own, it is not that powerful at all.
Oh, Chulane. I literally have a copy of him somewhere.
Is that Chulan? I always thought it was Chulan.
I don't know. I think it's one of those things where I think different people pronounce pronounce it differently.
Yeah, but I mean, by his own, he's not that scary.
Not really.
He kinda
But I have like one thing I do have planned out is what all the multicolored cards are going to be, and there are no 3-color cards in the set.
Okay.
It's based around 2-color archetypes.
Okay, fair enough.
So white blue is a control deck because I mean, while I hate control, it wouldn't be Magic the Gathering without some form of control strategy.
Yeah, because otherwise it's just aggro.
Yeah. White black is a sort of life gain / life drain deck.
Ooh, life gain. Ooh, can I make a suggestion
yeah.
for that?
Okay.
Nyx Felice Ram.
That I could fit in.
Okay.
I will note that down somewhere.
Can we have Royal Scions? I like blue-red draw, where I win by drawing.
The blue-red deck is Spellslinger, so kind of.
Yay, the Royal Scions then.
Again, I know that 5 Planeswalkers are going to be in the set.
Oh, right, I forgot
Yeah.
completely. forgot.
Planeswalkers are a no-no.
Okay. When a monster performs a successful attack action, perform one of the following effects based on the
I've hijacked the
circumstances.
stream.
When monsters both in offensive battle, the monster with less P is destroyed, and the current owner takes damage equal to the difference. When monsters both in offensive battle with equal P, nothing happens. When a monster in offensive battles a monster in defensive with less D than the offensive monster's P, destroy the defensive monster. When a monster in offensive battles a monster in defensive with equal to or less than D than the offensive monster's P, nothing happens.
Man's really be saying the alphabet.
Dude, I really do be saying the alphabet. And that uses far less text than what I used originally. So much less text. Oh, that's not even funny. And it better explains it too. Fuck.
Do I just rename
Okay.
this to be...
How about Argent then? Argent seems like tame for red-blue mythic. This guy, like,
Oh,
he's not a Mizzet where he's just killing you while drawing. He's just drawing. He's not that powerful.
Again, I'll have to look. Actually, where's my skill? I can't remember how many what mythics, maybe mythic-wise.
Like, comparing to Mizzets, like all copies of Mizzet, this is not that powerful. I don't know why he's a mythic.
I mean, I could do something similar, but I would do a different card because each 2-color combination has its base like strategy and then creature types it's following around.
Mm-hmm.
So blue-red is fairies and dragons.
Yeah.
So and sphinxes don't really appear, so I would make something similar but different.
Yeah, but I mean, just the fucking Mizzets though, they're so much better than this shit.
Oh no, I know. I have a Div Mizzet commander deck.
Yeah. And I love Mizzet, but it doesn't fit core set. It just doesn't.
No.
Okay, let me search MTG card database. Yeah, we go.
Scryfall is a good one.
How about Ugin?
No, you can fuck right off, take your Ugin and go dive in a hole.
Okay, not commander. Set rarity mythic.
The only decks I've ever played at Magic the Gathering is actually Life Gain. That's it.
So we're going for dragons and fairies.
We should probably
The
explain
locust.
the cards I've been suggesting. Let's see here.
One card I've been considering putting in is I think it's called Fairy Vandal. Two mana, 1/2 flyer. When you draw your second card every turn, it gets a +1/+1 counter.
Okay, but I'm looking at the mythics, and I think the only one that applies is this guy.
By an ally card
Which, I mean,
Oh yeah, no,
yeah,
because he's very specific to Strixhaven.
yeah, but like that's the only like dragon that isn't. Yeah, I think. Okay, then let's look by the thing, because one of my favorites like base card. Is the fire mage that
Oh, Cooper. You've cut out, bud.
When a player is targeted for an attack action, that player takes damage. Yes. Cannot be targeted for...
God damn it. I made a card in my set, which at the time, the name did not exist on a Magic the Gathering card. And then they fucking printed one with the name.
Just call it a prayer rata. Player cannot be targeted for an attack action if they control a monster on the field. Okay. Let's see here. The end of the skirmish stage is the start of the defensive stage. Hey! I can get behind that. Finally, something sensible to put down. Although I've been wording that differently, so I'm going to have to change that. Alright, so the end of the skirmish stage. Whoops. Preparation skirmish is the start of the defensive stage. Whoops. Copy. Paste.
Okay, well, Discord disconnected me again.
Oh, dude.
It's not like a disconnect, it's just... I just stopped hearing you. For some reason.
There we go.
Let's
Defensive stage. Welcome to part 5, my dudes. The most exciting part. Let's see here. I mean, essentially, you can do all the same things you can do in the preparation stage.
Oh, but you were saying you were going to put in Sprite Dragon, right?
Oh, I didn't say that.
Wasn't it Sprite Dragon? Because it's when you cast the spell, it gets +1/+1.
Oh, that is actually I forgot about that
The defensive
until
stage,
but
a-
yes, now right, yes.
Turn
The card I was
clear.
talking about was Fairy Vandal.
Oh,
I mean, I'm not going to be putting all of these reprints in, but some of them might get in. Because I don't want to fill the set with reprints. That's one thing I definitely don't want to do. I'm probably going to try and limit it to maybe like at most 3 or 4 per color.
In the defensive
and
stage, the
a
turn
couple
player
of
can perform
others.
all of the same actions as the preparation stage.
let me see if I find the thing I was talking about. Card I was talking about.
In the defensive stage, the turn player and their monsters can perform all the same actions as the preparation stage. Cool defensive stage, you just are a buffer.
Like, she's pretty fucking scary in Red Blue. For how basic she is.
And my flowchart says, after the defensive stage comes the end stage, finally.
It's the final countdown.
Which means we now get to describe what the end stage is. It's literally the end of your turn. Part 6. I probably could just tie these together. I'm going to do that. The defensive and end stage.
Also, how high is your board count?
Hmm?
How high is your board count? Yeah,
count?
do you have any boars?
Oh, boars? No.
What do you mean you have no boars?
I have no balls. There's going to be beasts.
That's illegal.
There's going to be beasts, but as far as I know, no balls.
Why would you have no boars? They're one of the best type of creatures.
Because it just didn't go. I mean, there might be like one, but
Hell yeah, one is good enough.
yeah. So white blue as is control, and that's focused around wizards and birds, and bird wizards. White black is the life gain deck. That's clerics and angels. White red is an aggro deck with soldiers and angels. White green is tokens with druids and plants. Blue black is mill with rogues and horrors. Blue red is.
What was green red? You haven't said green red, right?
I haven't got to that yet. Yeah, blue red was fairies, dragons, spellslingers. Blue green is a ramp with sea creatures and merfolk. Black red is discard with demons and devils. Black green is graveyard synergy with skeletons, and red green is stompy with beasts and hydras.
Then yeah, the wars belong to the stompy category.
Yeah, I'd say there might be like one.
Like
There's a bear.
Wait, what the fuck is this? Wait, this card exists? Hold on, let me DM you. I didn't know this card exists. What the fuck?
Is the
That's
start
actually
stage of the next
pretty
turn
solid.
player's turn.
Yeah, Zertoswine's not
This is a
bad.
weird way of saying it, but that's actually how you say it. I hate this.
Bro, that seems pretty fucking good. What the fuck? 5/4? That's
I mean,
nuts.
it's a 5 mana 5/4, but it's 3
you
mana.
never-
Give target creature +4 +4 until end of turn.
Yeah, he just seems decent. He's a
Yeah.
like for a common. Is what I'm saying.
for a common, that's not bad. Like, in draft, he'd be a solid pickup.
Yeah. And like he's scary in Stomp. Jesus Christ.
End stage is the stage in which the turn player has chosen to end their turn. Well, I don't even say it like that now. Now I make it a lot more. You haven't chosen to end your turn. Your turn's just fucking over. Let's see
Your
here.
turn. You don't get to choose. Your turn is over.
Or I mean, we can just talk about the classic Stompy Boy. This is the Stompy Boy of Stompy Boys. Everything gets Stompy.
Oh God. No, I got killed by that the other fucking day.
He's the Stompy Boy.
So the reason we died to it was somebody put a Blade of Selves on it. So for context, the creature gives other creatures you control +2/+2 Vigilance Trample until end of turn when it enters the battlefield. Blade of Selves means that whenever you attack someone with a creature equipped with Blade of Selves, you make a copy of it for every other player you can attack and attack those players with them. Meaning every combat he was getting 2 of these entering the fucking battlefield.
I mean, what I used to do is just token and, just token Stomp. And if my tokens couldn't do shit, just end raise, kill them.
It's a good function.
Yeah, but I wouldn't put it in the base set.
Oh, no.
It's not good in the base set.
It's far too good.
Yep. Far too stompy of a boy.
Yeah.
Part
Currently just
one.
trying to figure out what I'm doing for some of the cards.
Okay, off to the summon queue. Whoa! Such an important part of the game. I hate it. Okay.
We all
Jesus.
do.
This is always so draining to do. Like, even though I have
Well,
like this
it's your
awesome
game.
rough draft, it just takes forever. Oh my god.
Okay, hold on.
Summon queue, placing. Okay.
Okay, this time I wasn't kicked. I was just like a friend called me over to a voice chat. I joined. He said, "Can I ask you a series of questions?" I just said, "No, I'm fuck that shit."
No.
I mean, he asked.
Yeah. It's like, well, if you didn't want the answer no, you shouldn't have asked.
Yeah.
Only monsters that can be summoned can be placed into the summon queue. It can be summoned from the. Okay. I need to better state this.
Yeah. Now with each set you're doing, you just slowly release boar and boar until we have.
Boar and boar.
Yeah, until we have boar tribal. Finally.
Where's the tilt? Isn't it? Where the tilt is?
Only affected non-effect monsters with a call can be placed into the summon queue. There we go. Because everybody else is going to be like Requiem and Advance, and you can't place those in there.
I didn't realize that was a thing you could do. That's so cool. On the software I'm using, if you put a tilde in, it puts card name in, and then until you put in a card name, basically when you put in a card name, it will replace the text with whatever the card name is.
Oh wow.
But if you then get rid of the card name or change the card name, it'll adjust the text in the card. Me like. Let me go and replace
Only
this.
place monsters into
Um,
the summon.
Where are you gonna release this set though? Do you have like a server or?
I don't know. I don't know when it's going to be done yet.
Yeah, but what are you going to do with the set?
I don't know. Most of it was like me. I've always wanted to make a set, so I'm sort of just going at my own pace. When I get closer to finishing it, I'll decide what I'm doing with it.
Yeah, because I wouldn't mind trying. You know, like a
Yeah,
thing.
because once I'm sort of got all the functionality done, I'm definitely probably going to look for people to playtest with. Which I will probably end up doing on Tabletop Sim, to be perfectly honest. Just because once I've got it on there, it's so easy to change things.
Where is the thing summon queue? Ah, here it is. All monsters currently in the turn player summon queue. Okay, so it would be during the... Oh, well, that already explains it quite well.
The other how I obviously some of the cards I don't know what I'm going to be doing with them yet, so it's like I've just got one of the green creatures just has Mana Dork written in the rules text. I know I want it to do that, I just don't know what exactly it's going to do.
Wait. Do we even have one turtle?
Yeah,
Okay, good.
I mean not in the set yet.
But there will be in the set.
I mean, if there's not one in this one, I'm definitely making another one.
There has to be a fucking turtle.
Summon queue can only...
I have one piece of artwork so far for cards. Not making it myself because I can't do that.
A monster summoned
It's like,
by the summon queue can only be summoned face up. Hey!
I did look Google,
Mhm.
seeing as I'm not really going to properly publicly release the set.
At the end of the draw
I might
stage,
do, but,
all
like, most of it's
monsters
gonna be like,
currently...
Hey, I made this thing. Check it out. I don't want anything for it.
If a monster in the summon queue is called rate 0...
It's just cool.
Summon it once possible.
Gravity negator.
Yep. That was a card I was considering adding to one of my decks.
Oh yeah, the fuck is
Not the
this
set,
name?
but yeah.
Gravity negator. Fuck gravity.
Yeah, I don't need to clarify this. I can just say once possible, and it's just so fucking blatant. It's like, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to have people review this when I'm done. Let's see. Okay.
I'm so glad I know this is a thing now. I didn't know this tilde thing was a... Oh my god, it's amazing.
Okay. Only non-effect and effect monsters can be placed into the summon queue. A player can only place monsters into the summon queue from their hand. Or card effect. No, I'm not even gonna bother saying that because that's just always a rule. At the end of the draw stage, all monsters currently in the turn player's summon queue have their call reduced by 1. If a monster in the summon queue has its recall reduced, If a monster in the summon queue has its call reached 0, I'm gonna keep the vocabulary the same.
Okay, someone left. It wasn't me this time.
Okay, if a monster in the summon queue has its call reduced to 0, summon that monster once possible. When a monster is summoned this way, its call is restored on summon. A monster summoned from the monster summoned by the summon queue can only be summoned face up. Okay, there we go.
You don't use an apostrophe for possessive, by the way.
Wait. Oh. It's... things are crazy, man. I don't want to think about how many times I've done that so far. Let's see. As its call reduced to 0. So I'm going to keep the vocabulary similar here. Monster summoned by the community has its call reduced to 0 as soon as it's possible. I know that's just a copy and paste from earlier on, but it was important there and it's still important here. Even though it's redundant. I mean, if you're flipping to the summon queue section, you're going to want to see the summon queue information. And if I'm talking about it early on, I'm just going to explain the basics of it. Let's see. That should be everything to do with the summon queue, right? No, it's not, because the summon queue is not treated as being part of the field.
Well, time to play its warrior.
So have any of the rules actually changed, or was this just rewording stuff?
I changed the way a few things worked very subtly. Essentially, I slapped in another stage to have a buffer between the draw and the prep, between the start of the turn and the draw. And I believe I added an aspect to that. Let's see here. Okay, I didn't add an aspect to that, but I did have it at the start of the normal draw. I placed the monsters I actually clarified when monsters actually gain their actions. Regain their actions. I have it so that it's only during your normal draw that you take fatigue damage, not just when you draw. I gave monsters a defensive action, which essentially, if you have a face-up defensive monster, you can use a defensive action to half any damage you take, as long as its defense is equal to or greater than the damage you would take. Still gotta put that. That's gonna be further clarified in the actions category. I changed how battle works actually. So the only time that you're likely to take damage is when someone is attacking your offensive monster, or they're attacking you directly. Any other time there is like no damage.
Oh, you don't take damage if your attack mode monster is the one attacking?
No, you still do. You just don't take it if you're attacking a defensive monster with more, defense than your offense. You don't take damage there.
How does the defensive action work exactly? Like, when do you use it?
You use it when an effect is activated. It's essentially when you would take damage, you can call the effect the defensive action to half that damage. So it's when you take damage.
During either player's turn?
Yeah. But it does eat up one of your 2 actions on that monster.
Do monsters have actions during the opponent's turn?
Yes, they actually carry their actions from your turn to your opponent's turn, but you can't just use actions normally. So you can't just use a standard effect action unless it's a priority 2 effect action.
Okay, so you would need to have a defense mode monster that you already controlled on your previous turn,
Yep.
and then end turn with it having at least 1 action left over.
Exactly.
And it halves the damage, was it?
Yeah, it's just half the damage. And it couldn't have also used that effect action during your turn either. So it'd have to be an a defensive action, because each monster can only use 1 action. You know what I mean? Until they're reset. So if you use an attack action, you can't use your second action to attack again unless you have a bonus attack action.
If you have 2 defense mode monsters with an action, can you quarter the damage that way?
No, you cannot. Because it's when you take damage. So you'd only be able to respond to it once, and then it's no longer capable of responding to it like that.
Oh, okay.
If it was if you take damage, that could probably be spun differently. Let's see. So offensive monsters can attack and defensive monsters can half damage. And it's not just effect damage, it's also battle damage you can half too. Because it is just damage.
Even fatigue damage?
Yes. You can have fatigue damage. I mean, you'd be taking 500 out of your 1,000, but that's still half of it. So having a defensive monster is very valuable.
Does it have to be a face-up defense monster?
Yes, it does. And its D has to be greater than the damage you would... equal to or greater than the damage you would take to have it. Otherwise, it's incapable of absorbing that damage. So if you want to half a fatigue damage, you have to have a monster with 1,000 or greater D in defensive with a free defensive action in order to absorb that damage. And you don't regain your so when you would take the fatigue damage, you haven't regained any of your actions yet. You don't regain those until the preparation stage. So you have to be sitting on that defensive action through your opponent's turn into the start of your turn. So that's yeah. And then you don't regain that action until your preparation stage, which is after your normal draw. So it's not just blatantly I get to dodge, fatigue damage. It's I saved this resource all the way through here to dodge to reduce it.
Wait, so if you gain your actions at the start of the prep stage, and monsters in the summon queue are summoned at the start stage,
monsters when they're summoned,
by
monsters when they're summoned, they just have their actions. They get their actions back restored at the start of the preparation.
Oh, monsters have 2 actions on the turn they're summoned as well?
Yeah. The only monsters that the only circumstance to that is monsters that are set cannot perform actions the turn that they are set. So if you summon a monster face down, whether it's offensive or defensive, it just has no actions until your preparation stage comes by to restore those. Although a face down offensive monster can be terrifying. Because there's like, what is it? Dicebot Hawk? He has like fucking ridiculous attack for a call 1.
Yeah, although if I recall, you can't attack with a face down attack mode monster until it's flipped up, right?
No, you can. It's one of the only ways to evade his circumstance of having to roll. But you have to wait an entire turn to attack with him first before you could do that.
Oh, okay.
But then once he's face up, he can't perform any other actions because of his condition. Yeah, cannot perform any other actions until effect is used, is essentially what the dice spots all say, for the most part. So he can perform the attack action while he's face down, but once he's face up, he can't do it again until you roll.
Okay, and if I'm understanding it right, whenever you set a monster, your opponent will know what its call is because you had to have spent that many of your call points to actually summon it.
Yep. There's a lot of common knowledge in this game. Summon Q is essentially free summons, but your opponent knows they're coming. You have to spend your summon tokens to summon monsters, so your opponent knows how strong that monster, or at least has an expectation of what that monster should be, and stuff like that. Nothing's inherently like unknown. I'm trying to think of other things. I mean, the only thing that can really be terrifying is just face down back row.
What are the field limits again?
You have 4 back row, 4 front row, and you have 3 summon queue slots.
Oh, okay, and the summon queue said it summons it once possible, so I guess if your field is full and you have a monster ready in the summon queue, it summons as soon as you have space?
Yep. Even if it's the opponent's turn. So if they destroy one of your monsters and a monster is ready to come to the field, it just comes to the field, whether you want it to or not.
The destruction and the damage happen simultaneously, right?
Yes.
Okay, so there isn't a way you would like summon in defense mode and then immediately use a defensive action on the damage.
No. They are simultaneous. And technically a defensive action would be priority 1.2. I mean 1.5, since it's not a true 2 priority, since you can't just throw it out. It's reactive. Okay, I think that sums up the summon queue. I'll revisit that if I need to. But yeah, I should definitely go on to clarifying monster actions, since those have been recently explained, and those are definitely the next thing players would probably be asking about. Level 5.
Oh yeah, and the deck building limit was like from 25 to 80 cards.
Yeah.
Copies of anything.
Yeah, 25 to 80 cards. I did make a card that makes this a lot more interesting though. If you check out Card Thoughts, I made a card called Diamond in the Rough. Essentially, you target a player, and you get to pretty much scry equal to the difference in deck size. So if someone walks in with an 80 card deck, they can essentially just scry their entire deck.
It was like scry that much and then draw 1, I think.
No, it's scry, add 1, and then shuffle the rest back.
Yeah, so basically scry and then draw 1.
Yeah. And then you get to, I mean, it has some harsh limitations, but in early game setup, this is really nice.
Yeah, makes sense to have that limitation because, like, even if you're running the same deck size as everyone else's, at worst case, it's an upstart as soon as the deck difference is, like, 1.
Yeah. It could be a really powerful card early on, or later on, depends. But it locks you out of using attack actions, and you can't use any other fast tactics the turn you use it. So it's got its downsides.
Or wait, was it 3 of or was it 4 of?
What was?
How many of a card you can
you can have 4 of a card. I definitely consider running 2 to 3 of Diamond in the Rough. Depending on my deck size. Because it could be a dead card. And there's other cards you can use for draw power too. Because you got Pacifist, which is a monster, which is essentially just an upstart that you can shuffle into your opponent's deck. Funky Fursuit, which is always a neutral, even though you can take tons of damage from it if you use it stupidly. Just a lot of random draws. Alright, monster actions. Alright, let's go ahead and get me a list of the actions that monsters can perform. Okay, that's obviously battle. Yes, each monster has things. There we go. Each monster on summon, except if the monster is summoned face down. Gains 2 actions. I don't think gains is the right word. Has 2 action. Well, no, because then that that makes it sound like face down monsters never get actions. That's not true. Okay, I gotta think about how I word this. Okay. Monsters on summon gain. Okay. I know how to say this now. Each monster summoned face up gains 2 of their 2 actions. No. Maybe I should start with just monsters, yeah. Each monster has a total of 2 actions that they can perform. There we go. Have a total of 2 actions that they can perform. Okay, 2 of... No. Monsters summoned face up. Gain 2 actions. A total of 2 action points. Gain 2 action points. There we go. Explaining again points makes a lot more sense. Okay, monsters summoned face down gain 0 action. Can perform an action. There we go. Okay. Each monster has a total of 2 action points that they can perform. No, wait. No, that's not proper. Each monster can have a total of 2 action points. Monster summoned face up gain 2 action points. Monster summoned face down gains 0 action points. Each monster can spend an action point to perform an action. Let's see here. Let's scroll back up so we can get the proper positioning as to when monsters regain their actions.
They can't perform the same action twice in one turn, right?
They cannot perform the same action twice on a cycle. Let's see. At the start of the preparation stage, all monsters the turn player controls. Okay. Okay, regain doesn't seem right here. Anything about proper wording for this? At the start of the preparation stage, all monsters the turn player controls on the field gain 2 actions. For a max of 2. That way there's no confusion about monsters going beyond 2, because they just don't. Alright. Can only use each type of action once each cycle.
So a cycle begins at the start of the controller's turn, right?
A cycle starts... Yeah. Well, let's think about this again. You know what? Let's just say once each turn. Yeah, each monster can only use each type of action. No, because then that gets weird. I gotta think of a way to word this properly.
What's wrong with once each turn?
You know,
You overpowered?
it could be potentially overpowered in the long run. This is called... There we go. Now I have terminology for it. Players can actually use. You can only use each type of action once each action cycle. There we go. Each monster can only use each type of action once each action cycle. Type. Okay. Let's go ahead and go through the different types of actions. Let's see here. Let's start with position action. only be used during... Wow, I'm so good at spelling words. Okay, it can only be used during the preparation and when used, a monster can change its position on the field. Change its offensive position on the field. All right, but there's more specifications to this. A monster in face-up offensive can only change to this. Monster in that can only change to this. Which means there's another one right here. It's just good to clarify to make sure that everybody understands. The monsters in positions can only change to specific positions. There we go. When used, a monster can change its position, its offensive-defensive position on the field. A monster in face-up offensive can only change to face-up defensive. A monster in face-up defensive can only change to face-up offensive. A monster in face-down offensive can only change to face-down defensive, or face-up offensive, or face-up offensive. Wait. Yes, that's right. There's 3 positions to the 1. Yeah. Okay. And then the ladder for the... Yeah, okay. Okay, I did that right. Alright. And that's literally the position action. Next we have the effect action. And effect when used. Okay, I need to make sure that players understand when an effect action can be used. With a colon. Put that in quotes. Of course, it's going to make it difficult. Thank you, Notepad++. I know you're looking out for me, but please stop looking out for me. Okay, there we go. An effect action is an effect action is an action listed on a monster that starts with a colon. When an effect action is used, activate the effect. Let's see here. Well, there's no real proper timing. Effect actions can only be used. Yeah, there are a lot more situational. There's some situational ones. When special criteria is met. Okay. Some effect actions can only be used when special criteria is met. Most effect actions must be activated. There we go. Some effect actions can only be used when special criteria is met, and others as a priority 1 effect during the preparation and defensive stages. Some effect actions are priority 2. And we'll start with the effect. We'll start with the text quick effect. Oh boy. We'll go over priority effects later. Not doing that here. Effect priority later. Let's see. Because that's going to be its own headache. Alright. So we have the position action, the effect action. Next we need... Let's go ahead and go to the defensive action. Can only be used by a face-up monster on the field. A face-up defensive monster. On the field. When used, this effect can only be used by a monster when a player takes damage. The D of the monster must be equal to or greater than the damage being taken. When used, half the damage. Have any type of damage taken. Okay.
Have any damage taken.
Yeah. Okay. Defensive action. This action can only be used by a face-up defensive monster on the field. This effect can... Wait, what? This effect? No, this action. Can only be used by a monster when a player takes damage. The D of the monster must be equal to or greater than the damage being taken. When used, half the any type of damage taken. That seems very straightforward. Yay for the action system. You're totally not confusing. Okay. Attack action. Oh boy, my favorite one.
The one players will probably use the most.
I hope. Who knows? They might just give up and only play burn decks.
Wait, can you use a defensive action while being attacked over with piercing damage?
Well, piercing damage? Well, damage would take place... I mean, the monster would be destroyed if, at the same time you take the damage, you wouldn't be able to. But if the monster manages to survive somehow, yes, you could. Because it's any time you would take damage and your D is greater than the damage you would take. Which I need to make a card that does piercing damage because I managed to, because that needs to be part of the game. Otherwise, sneaks are going to be the most annoying deck on the planet Earth. Effect action. Attack action, right. Action can only be used during the skirmish stage. Okay. When used, let me make sure I'm using the same terminology. When an attack action is used, let's see. Target a rival monster or a rival player if they control no monsters on the field. Okay, when an attack action is used, target a rival monster or a rival player if they control no monsters on the field. Then both action user and the target perform battle. And we already explained how that works, so we don't need to do that again. Okay, and then there's one last action, and that is a retreat action. Which is where the fun of the game really begins, because there's some monsters that can really abuse this. But you have to, like, stock up for it, though. Like there's no Regeki in this game, but holy crap, there's some monsters that can Regeki if you if you save your resources. Let's see. Might as well just copy paste this, because this is exactly what I'm going to type anyway. When a retreat action is used, pay summon tokens equal to the call of the action user. And return it to the hand. There we go. When a retreat action is used, pay summon tokens equal to the call of the action user, and return it to the original owner's hand. Okay, there we go. That is as simple as that can be. That's literally what a retreat action is. Am I forgetting any actions? We have the position action, the effect action, defensive action, attack action, and retreat action. So that's 5 actions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Okay, so there are 5 actions, and that's all of them. Cool. Oh, no, wait, I did that right. I'm an idiot. It's over here I want to do that. There we go. Oh. Okay, now we got actions down. Oh god, I'm probably gonna have to do effect order now. Oh my god, I'm actually have to explain effect priority now because I'm at that point where I have to do it. It doesn't make
Or
sense.
you have to explain how a chain works.
Yeah. Fuck. I've been dreading this. Because of the way the game is worded, it's worded in a manner for where it can be more than 2 people, which makes this annoying. So I'm gonna have to draft this first, because I never actually bothered to go through and, well, yeah. Okay, so we start with the priority 1. So P1, that is, you're going to be your fast tactics. Okay, so P1 effects can only be used by the turn player. This includes let's see here. Non-criteria or quick effect monster or fast tactic effects. This also includes. Oh no, that's literally. Oh my bad. It'd be fast tactic, active, fast tactic effects. Fast tactics. Okay. P1. I should also clarify that it also includes some actions. That would be the position.
By the way,
Action.
none of whatever you're typing right now is being shown on stream.
That's because I'm writing it on paper.
Oh, okay.
I am aware. That would also be P1. No, I already clarified the effect actions. Attack action and retreat actions. This also includes summon token summons. Okay. Alright. I've been regretting this for months. Let's do it. Oh god, what stage is this? This is... Oh wait, this is level 6. Congratulations, you got this far. You get to deal with the nightmare that is nonsense. Priority. God help me. Okay, part 1. Yay! Priority 1 effect and actions. My favorite. Priority 1 effects and actions can only be performed by the turn player.
Wait. Priority 1 actions. Does this mean all those actions like changing position have been going on the chain the whole time?
No. Priority 1 can't be chain. Can't chain to something, but they can be chained to.
Yeah, so if they can be changed too, that means stuff like position change has been going on the chain the whole time.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, it's an action that's being performed. You're allowed to respond to that. So you change your position. Your opponent's like, "Yeah, I activate reverse tactic." Fuck. Let's see. Yeah, so whenever you perform an action or something like that, it does pass priority, which is fine. Priority 1 effects and actions can only be performed by the turn player. When? Oh no. Okay. Brain. A priority. I'm gonna start with passing priority. I'm gonna go into that deeper later. Just so that's clarified.
Here.
Nope.
Hey, dude, what's up, man?
Doing alright.
Cool, dude. Alright, let's get these actions in here. Position action is a priority 1 action. Oops. Let's
Are you sorting out
here.
rules for speech spells, I guess, or the equivalent?
Yeah, I have to. I don't want to, but I have to. It needs to be done, fortunately.
You know, it'd be funny if drawing cards took priority. So someone has a really dumb card that lets them draw it can beat out some that lets some win the game. It's like, nope, you have to draw the cards first. You have something that lets you do it.
I don't want it to be a nightmare. You can't. I'm not going to make it possible to respond to a card being drawn, but I will make it possible to respond to a stage change.
Well, I guess that could be like a card. It's like when you play this is treated as a speed, whatever. It takes priority. It's play.
While this card is face up on the field, when a player performs their normal draw, this is treated as a priority 1 effect.
That would be funny.
That'd be so stupid. Fuck it, I'm writing it down.
Honestly, I want the equivalent of appropriate in this game due to how dumb that card is. It is so bad.
Question: do we actually have any effects in the game that are meant to respond to other effects?
There are effects that do respond to other effects. There's a lot of reverse tactics which you can use in response to things. Including one that can negate. We have
That's nice.
the reverse tactic, because I couldn't think of a more fitting name. When a rival player activates a reverse tactic in response to one of your effects, discard 1 reverse tactic from your hand, and if you do, negate the effect of the activated card and destroy it. Although, it only responds to a reverse tactic that is activating in response to an effect and requires you to discard a reverse tactic.
Wait, so this is a trap card for trap cards and it requires a discard?
Yeah, but if it's destroyed by a rival card, it gets shuffled back. You can shuffle it into your deck. So if it gets popped, it's not just sitting in your grave. You can get it back. It's also like one of the only negates in the game right now. The only other negate I can think of is Monochromatica, who can negate an attack action and then prevent that monster from performing other actions until like the end of your next turn. It's pretty brutal. Position actions, effect actions, very specific type of effect actions. So it would be non-criteria or quick effect actions. very specific on the effect actions. Let's see here. That would also be a defensive action. No, wait, defensive actions are actually not priority 1, they're priority 2. Well, they're more like priority 1.5. An attack action and retreat action. Those are all priority 1s. Activated fast tactic or effect. Okay. And I guess that would also be okay, and then we also have another one for P1 that would also be summon using summon tokens. I guess that'd be a summon token. Summon token summon.
Yeah.
Sure. That's fewer text and it still makes the same amount of sense.
I mean, this is version 1. They'll eventually get to version, like, 2 later. That's more stuff they're adding.
Priority 2 effects and actions. Oh boy. Yay for part 2. I'm gonna hate part 3. I am really gonna hate part 3.
Oh no, not part 3.
I mean, there's no priority 3 effects, but damn. Because I'm gonna have to explain chain orders or stacks, however you want to call it. So essentially,
think chain
whenever
order
you
makes
get to
sense.
activate a card, the next turn rival player gets to respawn, and then the next rival player gets to respawn, and then the next rival player gets to respawn. It's annoying. But they can only respond off a priority 2 effect or action. Priority 2 effects and actions are effects and actions that can respond to another effect or action. I don't think I could really say that with less words. It still makes sense. Most priority 2 effects can be activated just like a priority D1. Okay, most priority 2 effects and actions can be activated just like a priority 1, but they can also be